Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of ShowMeFootball.com and ArrowheadAddict.com. And there's no new news yet on Kansas City Chiefs free agency and any players they might sign. We've heard rumblings about maybe them signing a cornerback like Stephon Gilmore or trading for James Bradbury, but that's not what I'm going to talk about today. I actually wanted to reflect a little bit more on the Tyreek Hill trade, the aftermath, and some of your guys' thoughts on it, just because it was such a big deal, and it's something that will have implications for the Chiefs throughout the entire rest of the offseason. And I've also noticed a few things since the trade has happened that I wanted to address and just kind of rant a little bit, actually. So after I made my video reacting to the Tyreek Hill trade, I got a lot of mixed reviews from you guys. A lot of you agreed with me and didn't like the trade. I still don't love the trade even now, but a lot of you seem to have convinced yourselves already that the Tyreek Hill trade was a massive success for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm on the opposite end because I just feel like Tyreek Hill is one of those players that is just untouchable if you have him on your team. You pay him whatever it costs because he's Tyreek Hill and he's one of the greatest weapons the NFL has ever seen. He's one of three players to have over 6,000 yards and 60 touchdowns in 6 seasons in the NFL. He's right up there with Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. Like, usually that's just not a player that you trade, especially in the middle of his prime. We're not talking about a 31-year-old player that we don't know if he's about to hit a wall. Tyreek Hill probably has a good 3 to 4 years left being really, really good. And even when he starts to decline, he's so much more athletic than everyone else that even Tyreek Hill at a declined level, even Tyreek Hill at 70, 80% is better than 90% of the receivers in the league, athletically speaking. And I know the Chiefs got a massive draft haul for him, and it was a very nice trade, actually, looking at the compensation. But still, like, what if those picks don't hit? Then you're in a really tough spot because now you have a mediocre roster and a bunch of picks that didn't pan out. And I don't know if I trust Brett Veach to hit on all the picks. I got a lot of people pushing back on that, saying, why don't you trust Brett Veach? Why don't I trust Brett Veach? I don't know. Breland Speaks, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Colin Saunders, picks like that. And a lot of you go, oh, well, he also drafted Nick Bolton and Trey Smith and L'Jarius Sneed. And while that's true, you're still looking at a GM who is almost 50-50 with a lot of his draft picks. And the likelihood that Veach actually hits on all those picks again this year after having a really good draft last year, it's not that high. It's not that likely that it happens again. And really the only reason we look at that draft the way we do now is because he lucked into Trey Smith in the 6th round, who really wouldn't have been there if his medicals checked out, which they didn't with a lot of teams. So those are a few reasons that I still don't really like the trade. It's a huge risk. If it works out, then the Chiefs will be sitting pretty. It'll be looked at as a very good trade. But if they don't hit those picks at a rate good enough to justify the trade, it's going to look really bad, especially if the Dolphins end up elevating their play over the next couple of years with the new coaching regime and now Tyreek Hill on their team. I mean, they have an explosive offense now. Yeah, there's questions around Tua and his ability to play the quarterback position high enough for the Dolphins to actually go anywhere, but that offense is looking really good with Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle. Now you add in Tyreek Hill. There's speed to burn on that offense. And after all of this, I'm not saying that the Chiefs can't still be a good team or that they still can't be competitive next year. But when you look at the way everyone in the AFC and the AFC West has taken a step forward and the Chiefs have kind of taken a step back and they're going to be relying on the draft to fill a lot of these holes, it's really, really difficult for me to pick them to win the AFC West again. And I know a lot of you have said, well, they've won it the last, however many years, and until someone else wins it, you're going to pick the Chiefs. Okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. But I'm not basing my pick this year off of who won the AFC West last year. These are all totally different teams. And all these other teams, too, they get a draft. They have draft picks. Like, yeah, some of them, like the Chargers, traded some of their picks to get Khalil Mack. But, like, they're still going to be able to add through the draft, too, and offset what you do. So the Chiefs are going to have a damn good draft if they hope to keep pace in the AFC and the AFC West. I mean, yes, this move will have them in a better position over the next 4, 5, 6 years. But right now, you cannot convince me they did not take a step back and that their odds to win the AFC again got a lot longer. That being said, I can see where the Chiefs are going after this trade. They want to have a more well-rounded roster, and they want to have more depth like we've been calling for over the last several years, and they felt the best way to do that was to open up cap space, trade Tyreek Hill, get a bunch of draft assets back, and try to fill this roster out as well as they can. And we've already started to see them make moves such as Jermaine Carter at linebacker, Ronald Jones at running back. I really liked that signing. MVS at wide receiver. You guys know how I feel about that one if you've seen my video on MVS, and you already know most of my thoughts on this trade after my Tyreek Hill video, which you can go back and watch if you haven't seen yet. But my opinion hasn't changed too much since then. Like, I don't love the trade, and I disagree with a lot of you who have convinced yourselves that it was a good trade, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't dwell on it forever. I have to move forward. I'm still a Chiefs fan. I'm not going to disband the team because they traded Tyreek Hill. Just like I don't like some of their other moves. I didn't like the Clyde Edwards-Helaire pick, and I don't like Frank Clark and how they opted to keep him, but I still cheer for the team. But I am going to disagree with some of the decisions the front office makes when I don't like them. I also wanted to go on a bit of a rant about how other fans have been viewing this Tyreek Hill trade since it's happened. First of all, like, again, I want to thank Tyreek Hill for everything he did for Kansas City and how great of a ride it was. Like, I just watched my first Tyreek Hill highlight reel the other day after reflecting on the trade a bit. And, I mean, the memories we had with that guy and everything he did here, like, that can't go underappreciated. Despite all that, I've seen people start to turn on Tyreek Hill, saying he's greedy, he didn't want to be in Kansas City, and just all these rumors about a rift between him and the front office. And I really wanted to clear the air on some of that stuff because that's ridiculous to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. First of all, Tyreek Hill took a discount the first time in contract negotiations when he signed his first extension. And we all know why. It was the off-field stuff. But him and his agent could have fought that. They could have said, look, we told you to stick with the facts when they came out and, let the case play out. Look at the evidence. The Chiefs did. Tyreek Hill ended up being an innocent man as far as we know. And the Chiefs were able to get a discount because of some of those off-field reasons. And Tyreek Hill and his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, easily could have fought that and said, no, we want more money. We told you what was going to happen. It happened. Now give Tyreek what he deserves. He was easily a top 10 receiver at the time, but was getting paid more like a top 15, top 20 receiver. And he deserved more than that. He took a pay cut the first time to be in Kansas City. So this time, when contract negotiations came around, Tyreek Hill wanted the money that he missed out on the last time. That's why he wanted top dollar. That's why he wanted top of the market value, because he's already missed out on a ton of money in his NFL career, despite being one of the most elite receivers we've ever seen. I do not blame him one bit for that. And a lot of Chiefs fans are. And they're saying, well, Tyreek Hill didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be in Kansas City. That's not true. He wanted to be in Kansas City, but he also wanted the money as well. Like, that was his number one priority. And I can't blame a guy for that. I can't blame a guy for wanting his money, especially a guy like Tyreek Hill, who deserved a lot more than he was currently making. The reason he was so much more expensive than people probably anticipated is, well, because of the Davante Adams deal and the contract that he got, and also Christian Kirk and the money that he got from Jacksonville. The wide receiver market absolutely exploded, and Tyreek Hill and his agent said, we want in on that. Kansas City made an offer. They made him a respectable offer, but not what Tyreek Hill wanted. And a lot of people are complaining that they should have signed Tyreek Hill to an extension before then, so he would have been cheaper. Guys, that was never happening, because guess what? Tyreek Hill, his agent, his camp, they were not dumb enough to let Tyreek Hill sign an extension without first seeing how the wide receiver market would play out. And that's why we're here now, because they wanted to wait and see what would happen. Davante Adams got paid. Christian Kirk got paid, which means Tyreek Hill got absolutely paid. And like I said, the Chiefs, they made a respectable offer, but it wasn't everything Tyreek Hill wanted. He probably wanted more guaranteed money than the Chiefs were offering. You know, Miami gave him a ton of guaranteed money in that contract, and they were probably willing to go just a little bit higher annually than the Chiefs were. And the Chiefs, knowing they had so many more needs, they had contracts that they were going to have to pay for in the near future, they said, you know what, we're not going to pay Tyreek Hill money that we would pay a quarterback. And that's fair. That's fine. Even though I disagree with it, I can understand where the Chiefs are coming from. But I'm also hearing a lot of people saying that Tyreek Hill is greedy. Not true. I mean, yes, he wants his money, but that's different from being greedy. He deserves to be paid like a top of the market wide receiver. And then I'm also seeing a lot of people say that Tyreek Hill wanted out of Kansas City regardless of the money. He didn't want to be here. What else? I mean, stuff about him having a rift with the front office. You're going to see a lot of those rumors start to come out over the next few weeks, months. Even Andy Reid had to shoot down something today about a rift between the team and Tyreek Hill. None of that is true, guys. It's all about the money. Tyreek Hill would have stayed in Kansas City if the money was there. But when Kansas City told him that the money was not there, of course he wanted to go somewhere else. He would have been fine staying in Kansas City if the money was there. But Tyreek Hill has a great relationship with this team. They stuck by him when no one else did. And he has a great relationship with a lot of the players still on the team. He talked about in his press conference with Miami that when he got traded from Kansas City, he took a ride around Kansas City one last time to really reflect on his time there and the memories that he's made with this team. You know, he loves it here. He wore his Chiefs pendant in the video from the Miami Dolphins social media account. He said he talked to Patrick Mahomes. He's going to miss it here. And the Chiefs are going to miss him. Like, there's no way around that. People are going to act like the trade is not as big of a deal as it was, and the Chiefs will be fine. And they'll be fine, relatively speaking. But the two sides are going to miss each other to an extent. Tyreek Hill simply wanted to be paid what he was worth, and the Chiefs told him, we're not going to give you that, so he wanted to go somewhere else. And the Chiefs even had the decency to let Tyreek Hill pick where he wanted to be traded to, despite him not having a no-trade clause. He said, I wanted to go to Miami, and the Chiefs sent him to Miami, which was very generous of them. I trust you guys. There is no ill will between the Chiefs organization and Tyreek Hill. I also saw something on Twitter today about Drew Rosenhaus and the Chiefs should avoid dealing with him in the future. Guys, if there's one thing you do not do as an NFL general manager or an organization is burn an agent, especially an agent like Drew Rosenhaus, who is prominent around the NFL, represents like a third of the league and its players and all the players that matter, really. You don't do that because then you automatically take yourself out on all the players that agent has. Drew Rosenhaus works for the players, not the teams and the organizations. His job is to go get those players the most money possible. A lot of players nowadays tell their agents, go get me the most money. They don't care where it comes from, what team it comes from. So this isn't Drew Rosenhaus's fault, and Drew Rosenhaus did not do anything that he did despite the Chiefs. He did it because it got his client the most money. All in all, Tyreek Hill did what was best for him and his family. The Chiefs did what they thought was best for the organization, and that's it. End of story. There is no rift between the two sides, and you guys should not be hating on Tyreek Hill for what he did. I've seen a spike in hate towards Tyreek Hill from Chiefs fans, like easily turning on this guy that did so much for your organization over the past few years and helped you win a Super Bowl. It's embarrassing. It's disgraceful, and Chiefs fans just need to be better. I'm just being honest. That's all I got, though. I wanted to go on a bit of a rant about this Tyreek Hill trade after gathering some new thoughts and information. So that's all I got for this one. All that being said, make sure you guys let me know down in the comments your thoughts, whether you agree, disagree. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. And make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. I will see you all in the next one.